We know how Revenge of the Sith ended and how A New Hope started. But what exactly happened between these events? The XXIX presents Star Wars Lore Episode 29, between Episodes 3 and 4. To tell you the truth, a ton of stuff happens between the two films, so let's look at some of the key events and what happened to certain characters. This period of Star Wars history was unstable. There were wars, uprisings, and even plots to overthrow and kill Emperor Palpatine. Firstly, let's look at the Kamino Uprising, where a group of Kaminoans rebelled using the cloning facilities to create an army. Boba Fett was sent by the Galactic Empire to sabotage these facilities and ultimately destroy the uprising. Soon the army was defeated and a new cloning process was developed. Secondly, only a year before the first Death Star's destruction, a group of Moffs plotted to overthrow Vader and Palpatine, but as you could have guessed, it failed and nearly all conspirators died. There was another plot to overthrow the Emperor before this, and this was planned by Darth Vader. Going by the first Force Unleashed game, Vader found himself an apprentice named Starkiller. With plans to rule the galaxy just him and his apprentice, Vader trained Starkiller by allowing him to hunt down and kill any remaining Jedi. The game does have different endings, but basically Vader reveals he was not going to overthrow Palpatine and turns on Starkiller.
You must be relentless, Lord Vader.
It wasn't just conflict that was key during this period. For example, Palpatine discovered how to transfer his consciousness into a new body, allowing him to somewhat live on past his death. Also, Han Solo discovered Chewbacca, and because he couldn't kill the Wookiee, he was thrown out of a military academy. Later on he won the Millennium Falcon from Lando Calrissian and travelled the galaxy alongside Chewie. We know that Luke and Leia were born into the Galactic Empire reign, and Yoda hid on Dagobah, but what exactly happened to Obi-Wan Kenobi? Well, he laid low on Tatooine where he kept an eye on Luke from a distance, and used the name Ben to dismiss any Jedi link. He was devastated about the fall of not only the Republic, but his former apprentice too. Because of his guilt, thinking he was somewhat to blame, he chose to protect the next generation, and one day train Luke in the way of the Jedi. He spoke with his former master Qui-Gon Jinn through a Force technique, and actually didn't know what happened to Anakin after he left him to die. He found out Vader was alive after the Battle of Kashyyyk, and now realised he had to train Luke, not only for Palpatine, but for Vader too. These were dark times indeed, but there's always a new hope. Remember to vote for next week's episode by liking one of the two comments below. If you want to learn more about someone or something from the Star Wars universe, leave a comment. And for more Star Wars lore, keep it locked here to the XXIX.